Greetings from a galaxy far, far away. This is Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and today we are going to take a look at the latest patch to see how the performance has improved on the PC. Currently we are using the NVIDIA 4090, and we're going to go through and see what type of FPS we get with ray tracing on versus ray tracing off versus balance mode versus quality mode. We're trying to see basically how the game has improved with this latest patch. So as you are listening to this footage here, if you feel so inclined, definitely smash that like button for me. Definitely helps out the channel, get this content out to more people just like yourselves, and happy Mother's Day as well. So we all know the PC port version of Jedi Survivor has launched with numerous issues, bugs, streaming issues as well, frame rate drops, things of that nature. But right now, the game with this new patch, from what I have noticed, it is a step in the right direction. And what I want to try to do is just paint the picture for each particular change here. So we're on quality mode. We're going to go to balance mode. And I want you to notice over here our FPS, our 99% FPS, as well as our CPU utilization. So currently, I haven't noticed much of a difference between quality mode and balance mode. I'm basically trying to, do a lot of lightsaber slashes, fast movements with Cal, just to see if we get any frame rate drops, right? So I'm looking pretty good here in balance mode. So let's go ahead now and go to the settings, and let's go ahead and change to performance mode to see if there are any changes in the performance that we're getting here with our NVIDIA GeForce Experience Shadow Play. So pretty much not too much has changed, I've noticed, since quality mode. FPS is still around 104 frames per second, and averaging a little bit less here in terms of 99% averages. So, but for the most part, there's not much of a difference that I can tell between performance mode and balance mode. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at ultra performance mode to see if there's any instability in frame rates, what we're getting once we select it. So we'll go back here, and as we're looking, not too much of a difference. So previously, before this patch, I was averaging probably 50 frames per second, and this area right here is an enclosed area. Of course, when you're outside in the open world, you're gonna automatically have less FPS because there's more rendering involved, more fast moving options, things of that nature. So, but here it's pretty stable versus when we previously had the patch. I was not getting anywhere near 100 FPS to start, and my average FPS was somewhere in the 50s, and sometimes it would drop down into the teens. So I wanted to just put this video together to kind of show you how the FPS is looking, the stability. Are we seeing many frame rate drops? Have we gotten any improvement? And is it a step in the right direction for this patch? Which overall, I think it is a step in the right direction. So now we're at Kobo's Moon. Okay, ray tracing is actually on here, and as you can see, we're only getting about 46 frames per second on average. Alright, so ray tracing, of course, is more CPU intensive. You see our CPU utilization has gone up. I do actually experience a lot more frame rate drops when I'm playing in ray tracing mode. As my preference, I would say you probably should play without it still, because it is still unstable when you're fast moving and in more open world environments. So ray tracing is still definitely not stable. Right now we're going to go inside to this trader here, and ray tracing is currently on. So you can notice the lighting coming down in her trading station there, as well as the lights on the wall, but also the average FPS, which is around 80, 76, which is what the FPS I'm getting. So let's go ahead and turn ray tracing off so you can see for yourself the improvements that we get in not only FPS, but the improvement in CPU utilization. So now ray tracing is off, and you can see the bump. Now we are at average FPS about 107, 108, 106, somewhere around there. 120 frames per second going to the screen. So this is a significant change that Respawn needs to fix and address, because this is a beautiful station here to have. You want ray tracing on to be able to take advantage of the lighting that we're getting once we're inside, to have those realistic effects, you know, shadowed through on the scene. So it's unfortunate the ray tracing isn't working. It is not stable. You can play the game with it, but you're just gonna have such a hard time, you know, being able to appreciate the game as is, because you're gonna suffer from so many frame rate drops and stability and possibly even crashes. So I'm gonna turn ray tracing back on for you one more time, just to show you that the frames are going to drop and the utilization is going to go up significantly once we enter back into this room. So you see there already frames are dropping. The CPU utilization is now at about 25%, and this is just inside in one room. So can you imagine if you're outside riding a NECA or something, you know, high-speed traversal, you're gonna notice that difference if you have ray tracing on. So I have noticed that the AMD Super Resolution 2 feature is definitely working. So right now it's turned off, and you can see what we're getting. The average FPS utilization is, you know, our frames are about 60 frames per second. Right now we're going to go in and we're going to turn it on to see what type of frame boost we're going to get from the Fidelity FX Super Resolution 2 functionality for quality mode. And immediately right there, okay, so you're going to start to see the frames increase up to over 100 frames per second. Our average FPS is going to be around 90. May drop a little bit, but that's definitely better than the 60 FPS we were getting with Super Resolution 2 off. So that feature I have noticed is working pretty well. It is stable. I don't suffer too many crashes when having Super Resolution 2 on. I mean, of course, you got to have a capable machine. This machine is you know, running Intel 13900 chipset as well as 4090, so it is a beast of a machine, you know, and definitely according to your configuration you may or may not be able to support all these features as well. But just know that I am still struggling with ray tracing, you know, and this is one of the best types of configurations you can have on PC. So I do overall think the patch is a step in the right direction. I'll put a link in the description to the patch notes. This is the day 4 patch that came out on May 9th, and it is helping with some of the stability and the crashes that I have been seeing when playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor, because this is truly an awesome game, and it's visually stunning. It's one of the best games that have come out this year, but of course we just have had so many bugs that they need to address, because I feel like the game was not finished before they actually put it out. So we're gonna do one last test and show you guys the NECA right here, some traversal, and you'll still see that I have some frame rate drops when riding the NECA currently, you know, and that's something that they still need to fix. I believe it's some sort of streaming issue that they need to address. The ray tracing, in my opinion, is not the most important. The frame rate drops still happen. I still see them on whatever setting I'm playing on, especially out in more of the open world environments. They definitely need to address that. And then they also need to address some of the game-breaking bugs that some of the users have been experiencing, which unfortunately has been ruining people's game saves and having some instances having you to start the game completely over. So now is a good time to subscribe. If you want more from Jedi Survivor, I'll be keeping you up to date with any new patches and releases that they have on the PC, as well as other exciting content from all across the different genres in the gaming sector. So stay fast, stay safe. Gotta be signing off for today. Jax for GT.